Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to part two of nervous system regulation featuring the vagus nerve. So today's topic is top 5 ways to help your child's nervous system feel safe. First of all, why do you need your child's nervous system to feel safe? Because a safe nervous system which is feeling safe, it is gonna be open to speaking. Its speech centers, activity centers of the brain will be activated. The child or human being will be more understanding, less meltdown, less fighting, less self-harming or harming others. There will be more sleep. There will be more regulation. There will be a happy, healthy, developing child. So why not? That is why I have included a very deep form of nervous system regulation via trauma healing inside our programs, which is what I teach to my students. And I also have my own way of working with the nervous system. Because here's the thing. When you try to follow 10, 15, 20 different experts on the nervous system, some says to do this, some says to do that, you get confused. And there are very few people who are autism adults like me, and also autism like me, who have recovered their child using the similar techniques and formats to help the child's nervous system regulation to help recover autism. So, which is why I have like dealing with things, and I call it the ND trauma cycle. So my ND trauma cycle says that every human being, specifically neurodiverse kids or adults, they have their own set of trauma that they have, which is first of all connected to the mom and dad, of course, and also there is the generational part. But there's also a different set of trauma that every autistic kids and adults goes through due to how they respond to the world and how the world responds to them, which is why it's so important for every autism mom to know how to really create safety in the nervous system of their kids. Okay, so today that is what I'm going to be doing today, and I'm going to teach you how you can help your as in the mom or the dad, your own nervous system, because your child is going to mimic your nervous system regulation and reaction. Okay, that's why you need to calm yourself down first and also help your child to be regulated, to feel safe in the body. Because when the nervous system feels safe, it's going to digest the food, it's going to absorb nutrients better, it's going to create the neurotransmitters, which is essential for nervous system regulation and processing and working. It's going to help with speech, it's going to help with socialization, it's going to help with sleep, food, everything. Okay, you ready? Let's jump straight right into it. The first thing that you can do to create nervous system safety is to prioritize daily nervous system regulation. So almost all of us, those of us who don't do things intentionally, or if they don't have an intentional morning routine and night routine, they fall into the humdrum of how life takes them. So they behave as if they are the how to say they are this knockout, the English of knockout boat without oar or wind gears, sail without a sail. When you are that boat and your child is in the boat and you don't have the oar, nor do you have the sail, you are actually dependent on the wind and the currents of the river to guide you wherever the river wants to go. But you need to be very careful and focused on where you want to go, where you want to take your child. So you need that oar, you need the sail, so that you can control where you are going. All of us, all of human beings, we want to control outcomes, but we rarely control ourselves. We rarely focus on the real hero of the story, which is you. Okay. So if you want to be that hero, you have to create systems. you have to create processes. You have to create routines through which you are going to take control of the nervous system of yourself. And you teach your child to take control of his nervous system. And rather than just, slapping on a term, oh my gosh, I am this autistic adult or I'm an autistic kid, I get to do whatever I want to do. Versus, yes, I'm on the spectrum, but I get to be who I want to really be so that I am independent, I am happy, I am focused, I am driven, I am achieving my life goals. So is my child. Okay. Which is why you have to prioritize your daily nervous system regulation. And here are some ways that you can do it regularly. So when I was on the in the first initial few years of working with Muhammad, I went onto YouTube and I Googled, I researched on the best morning routine, the best evening routine, and things like that. But here's the thing. When you see a YouTuber showing you elaborate night routines and elaborate day routines, like doing 1 hour of yoga, 15 minutes of this, 30 minutes of that, it is near about impossible for a real mom with a real job and real kids to really work on. Because when somebody is creating a video, they are controlling the environment, and that is not what every day they get to do. It's not possible. So you need to create your own rhythm, your own regulation, your own micro habits, so that you can stick to it. Okay. Rather than having 10 steps, 12-step skincare routines or nighttime routines or daycare routines, what you need is top 3 things that you get to do that you need to do. So for my morning, it was brushing my teeth, cleaning my skin, and putting on some basic skincare, doing some yoga and meditation, eating breakfast. That's it. That was my morning routine. And because it was so simple and easy to do, I did it regularly, which created consistency. And that is how I created success in my life. Okay. So how can you create those micro habits? The first thing that you can do is you can do deep belly breathing. There are 2 methods for it. One is called box breathing, and then another one is 4-7-8 method. So in a box breathing, what you're going to do is you're going to behave as you're going to imagine, close your eyes, and you're going to imagine there is a box in front of you. So you start with either of the side. You start with this side or that side of the box, doesn't matter. So there is this box in front of you. Let's say this one as the box. So you start here. You take a deep breath in through your nose. You hold for longer. Then you breathe out. Then you breathe out. And then you just rest. You don't breathe in for a period of time. Okay? That's the box breathing. So in, let's say you count 1 to 4. Hold for 8. Relax for 4. And then hold on. Just stay without any breath for as long as you can. Like that. And then breathe in again. That is called the box method, box breathing. The other breathing method is 4-7-8. So you take breath in for a count of 4. And then you hold on the breath for a count of 7. And then you relax or exhale the breath on a count of 8. So by holding on to your breath and exhaling longer than you are inhaling, you are toning the vagus nerve. And if you have not seen my last video on vagus nerve, I highly suggest you go that, because over there I have spoken elaborately and in depth all about vagus nerve. Okay. All right. And for those of you who are just jumping into this video, I am in a coffee shop to record the videos because I needed working space, which was not available in my parents' home with all the kids and running around and everything. So you will be hearing some background noises. Please bear with me. I'm sorry for that. All right. So the second thing is vagus nerve stimulation. I have spoken elaborately about it in my previous video. Go watch it. You can do it by humming, chanting, cool face splashes, and things like that. The third thing that you can do to prioritize your daily nervous system regulation is EFT tapping or acupressure. So for acupressure, EFT tapping, you can see there are thousands of videos in YouTube. You can go check one of them and follow whichever one is easy for you to follow and understand. Okay. And also through prioritizing daily habits, micro habits, small habits that regulates the nervous system. What you are doing is you are signaling the body. Because here's the thing. I don't know if anybody have ever told you this, but I nobody told me clearly, not a single guru, not a single brain expert, nervous system expert have ever told me this, or hypnotist. But here's the thing. Your brain is 5% of the body in weight, and your brain holds the conscious part of your consciousness, which is called conscious mind. The body is 95% in weight and mass, and in your body, it holds the subconscious mind. So your subconscious mind is not in your brain. Your subconscious mind is neck down. Your conscious mind is neck up. It's how you think. You use your conscious brain to think things, but every other thing that is going on, happening with you, is happening in the subconscious mind, which is inside your body. So if you have any beliefs, if you have any trauma, all of those things are stored in your body, which is why you need to create safety in your body to help the subconscious mind relax. Because, come on, 95% and 5%, which one is more powerful? Your subconscious mind. And if you can control your subconscious mind, you control your success. Okay. The second thing that you can do to create that nervous system regulation is to support with calming nutrition and supplements. This is something that everybody wants to know because it's easy to do. You just buy some supplements and take them. I personally love two companies, which is number one, doTERRA, and number two, Purine. So those two companies I use love their, whole foods based supplements and products, which helps me and my kids and all the other kids that I have worked with and I'm working with currently to help with their nutrition, to help with their nervous system regulation. So number one that you have to be very careful about is magnesium. Okay. So magnesium helps with calming the nervous system, relaxing the muscles, and helping with digesting food. So magnesium can be magnesium is actually found in several different options and ways. Number one is glycinate, there's threonate, there's oxide. So each one of the magnesium has a different sort of function. Based on what you want from the child, you can have them. I suggest if you are doing things on your own, the safest thing is to not go for magnesium supplement, but to go for food that is rich in magnesium to help with the child's magnesium intake. Okay. The second nutrient that will help with the nervous system is omega-3. There are only two companies in the world which creates the purest form of omega-3, which is number one, doTERRA, E-omega, and number two, Nordic Naturals. I personally prefer doTERRA because I have used both and I have seen better results and faster development in my kids and my students when they are using E-omega. Okay, the third thing that you can use to support the calming and nutrition and supplementation of your child's nervous system is adaptogens. So adaptogens are natural, nature-derived or natural things, herbs that help, or spices that helps with the nervous system regulation. So number one is ashwagandha. Number two is holy basil. And then you can use chamomile tea or flower essence, which is really safer and very easy to make. The fourth thing that you can do, that you must do, is avoid sugar spikes and inflammatory food. So inflammatory food is deep fried food, McDonald's, processed food, burgers, pizza, white sugar, refined flour, all of those things, even gluten, dairy are also inflammatory in response to the body. And that's why we avoid sugar and all of this inflammatory food inside the program. And if you want to know about our specific food, plans and everything, you can subscribe to my newsletter, which is called Serenity Blog Letters. I will leave the link in the description. You can subscribe to that. And as a first subscriber, you're going to get meal plans. You're going to get in-depth trainings on the kinds of diet that I teach inside our programs. Okay. All right. So the third thing that you can do to help with nervous system regulation is to create predictable routines and gentle environments. Almost all of us know from experience that our kids love routine. And it's actually best to stick to the routines. But if your child's routine is not holistic, it's not helpful to the child, then we have to take action and slowly change those routines and make better routines and stick to them. Okay. So how to create predictable routines? So number one thing that you have to understand is the nervous system craves safety through predictability. So when there is a predictability coming in, same thing is coming in and again. That's why they repeat behaviors. Your child repeats behaviors. Your child repeats actions, words, even watches the same cartoon over and over and over again, because your child's brain is trying to create that safety. That means your child brain is stressed. That means you have to work on the nervous system. So create morning and evening routines that is conductive to the body. What I do is in the morning, I make sure that the child is not stressed out. They are not fighting. I'm not screaming at them. I'm giving them a good, wholesome nutrition. And in the evening, I'm trying to also do the same, staying calm and gentle, giving them nice massages and giving them nice baths with, chamomile, magnesium, Epsom salt, and things like that. To have doTERRA essential oils like Serenity, Copaiba to help them with regulation, to help them feel calm and balanced, and then to put them to bed. So that is also something that I did regularly every single day. The other thing that I did was creating sensory friendly spaces. So I kept the lights dim in the evenings. I added cozy textures and textiles and, throws and blankets and pillows. Soothing music. I don't use music in my home. What I do is Quran. We do Quran in the background. I have spoken about who I like. This guy, Al Misari. He does really amazing Quran recitations. I use them in the background to help my kids, get cozy up. You can also do nature sounds like, running water. If the child doesn't like running water, try birds chirping, rainwater, ocean sounds, and things like that. Also, you can create visual schedules for kids. So those kids who are visual learners, you can have like routine. You can buy things from Amazon, which is like this visual routines that you can use as a chore chart. You can use them as like, this is your bedtime, this is your breakfast, this is your meal times, and things like that. Okay, so the fourth thing that you can do to create nervous system safety is to co-regulate with your child and to have a calm demeanor. Okay, so co-regulate with calm humans. If I am stressed, I am going to create stress in my child's body and nervous system, which is why I need to work on myself. I need to give myself the opportunity and also to just make the decision that my calmness matters the most over other people's demands, whether it's my mom, in-laws, husband. No, my calmness is the most important, not just for me, but because of my child's. Because my children are going to be more regulated when I am regulated. So for the sake of my children, I have to take care of myself. I have to take care of who I am talking to, who I am giving space, and in my mind, in my phone, I don't follow YouTubers or Instagrammers who have, who are like showy, who create stress in my body, who creates the FOMO inside of me. I don't do that. I also make sure that I am not having people who are negative inside my life. Okay. I avoid friends who are complainers. I avoid work relationship, which is getting stressful and things like that. Because if I don't take the oar in my hand, the water is going to decide where I go. And I don't want to do that. Okay, the fifth thing that you can do to create nervous system safety is to heal the subconscious triggers, and which is actually the most important thing that we do inside the ATS6MD program, which is to very seriously work on the mom's nervous system, work on the mom's trauma, because you have stored trauma and you have passed on those trauma genetically to your child. So when you release those trauma, your child's genetics also releases them. And when the more deeper you heal yourself, the deeper becomes your own regulation, the deeper becomes your calmness, and your child, through mirror neuron networking, will focus, mimic your attitude, your emotion. If you as an adult lose your temper every 5 minutes, what do you expect your child to do? He's gonna lose tantrum, do tantrums in 5 minutes, just like what sometimes happened with me and Ivan. Yes, it happens because we're all human. We cannot always control everything. Sometimes our situation controls us. What we can do as adult is to have awareness and steer back to the North Star and to go towards where I am focusing and thinking what to do. So what can you do to trigger, to work on your trauma and subconscious trigger is to work with a trauma healer one-to-one, or you can do on your own. You can try inner child work, shadow work, mirror work, crying, shaking, journaling. All of those things help. What I do inside our programs, ATS6MD, which is the best in the world. I love that program. I have included everything that is necessary for the mom to be inside. And I have created very in-depth trauma healing inside. And you get to work with one-to-one with our trauma healer and also through me, with me. So you can get inside the program. I will leave the details of the program inside in the description. And these are the 5 ways that you can use to calm your nervous system, to work on your nervous system, to create safety in your nervous system, and also to create safety in your child's nervous system. Because if your child is stressed, your child cannot function better, cannot recover. The only way you can recover autism, help your child's development, is by helping his nervous system and helping the gut. So I'll see you in the next episode. Take care.